Hi fans, my name is Kian Lang, and I'm very happy to say that I'm today joined by Octagon welterweight Bojan Velichkovic ahead of his fight at Octagon 72 next Saturday. Bojan, how are we doing today, brother?
Doing great, man. Thank you for this opportunity to talk with you.
Thank you very much for joining me today. Obviously, looking back, we last saw you in December of 2023. It's been a long time since you were here. So, how's camp going for you? Obviously, been a long time since you've been in one.
Yeah, well, that's the hardest part of the fight. I think that's what people don't realize. Like, I didn't have problem with fighting. Uh, I love fighting, but preparing for the fight, like having 10, 12 week hard training camp is something that I was not excited to get into right after my 2023 uh, Tip Sport Game Changer campaign, and it took me some time to recover, to heal, to do a couple of things in my private life, and towards the towards the end of the last year, I felt like I'm ready to get back in hard training. It's not like I wasn't training that whole year. I was training whole time, and I was teaching jujitsu and Muay Thai for kids. But yeah, towards the end of the last year, I felt like I'm ready to get back to pushing hard and into like training shape. And so yeah, I feel right now it's a great time for me to step back in the cage.
And was it more about the opportunity as well? I know, I mean, this card is as big as it gets, and obviously facing a legend like Ronald has to be so exciting for you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when I heard that his name, I'm a huge fan of Ronnie. I said that today to Andre Novotny, the president of our organization, and just talking with him, I told him I'm a huge fan of Ronnie, and when I heard that he's the name offered me to fight, I got goosebumps all over my body, and I knew that I can't say no when I feel something like that. I watched them last year going through the Sport Game Changer Tournament season two, and yeah, I'm a huge fan. He's a great fighter. He's dangerous everywhere. Very well rounded fighter. And when I heard his name and when I heard that it's gonna be at a stadium in my 39 professional fights, I never fought on the stadium, so I thought it's a great opportunity for all these things to collide and for us to fight.
And you mentioned there the stadium. I mean, we're looking at maybe 27,000 people being there on Saturday night. How exciting of an opportunity is that for you to go out there in front of so many fans in a place like Prague where the crowds are incredible?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know honestly what to expect. I think it's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it, and I'm super excited.
And you mentioned over the past 18 months, things in your private life. I know you've got married, a big congratulations for that. And
Thank
teaching
you.
jujitsu in Denver. How good has it been to kind of take a step back from fighting and give yourself that opportunity to focus on different adventures for you?
I mean, it was honestly amazing. I what a lot of people don't know at the beginning of 2023, so the year when the Tip Sport Game Changers started, I accepted a role of kids head coach at Eastern Training Center,
Mm.
and so at that time we had around 80 or 90 kids signed up for jujitsu between jujitsu and Muay Thai, and so we the way that we do things at Easton, for every four kids, we need to have one coach. So I had about 15 to 20 coaches who worked, and I'm their manager. I have to write every week email of what we're doing, what's the lesson plan. I have to be there to teach. When I'm not teaching, I have to be there to make sure that curriculum is taught perfectly. And so that first year of my job, I was not really able to do my job all those 20 coaches, they were doing most of my job because I was going from training camp to training camp, and I was traveling for like a week or 2 weeks at a time when I'm going to my fights. And so I kind of felt very guilty at the end of the year. Well, guilty to some degree, and very grateful that I had such a great team
Yeah.
around me to help me be successful while things didn't change towards worst, but they didn't change towards better either. And so last year, when I finished the tournament and when I kind of made a break and let my body heal, I was able to be a lot more present, to work a lot more with kids in a groups and individually, to help coaches, my assistant coaches, like build their confidence and become better coaches. And so last year, or in last 18 months, our program grew from 80 to 90 kids. Now we have 130 kids.
Wow.
And so I'm really enjoying that. Last year, because it was the first year that I was very present, I only had two kids from my program who went to compete at the American National Tournament in Jiu-Jitsu, IBJJF in Vegas. This year, I already have six kids, and I have four more kids who are going to Pan American Championship in Orlando. So I really love it and enjoy working as a coach for kids. They're very like work with them is very rewarding. They have like a good, clean energy. Um, they're awesome, and so that's been awesome. As you mentioned, like getting married, and I had a chance to travel back to Serbia for my cousin's wedding, and had a little honeymoon with my wife in Greece. So that was good, and I needed to soak in all that energy and to have a little break so I can kind of rejuvenate and feel that I'm ready to compete again. For me, like competition is something that it's I think in my DNA, and I like competing. So even when I was not competing myself, I was around people and kids who were competing. I traveled last year with my teammate Mallory for her championship fight in Frankfurt. I traveled with my teammate Neil Magny for his fight in Vegas. So it was a good busy year, not necessarily with my plans and like my agenda, but I was able to give more to others, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, and it feels like the fight game at times, like you say, it can be a little bit
Selfish.
of a. It is, you're so focused on your own career and everything you're doing as you have to be as a fighter. So to be able to give back like that, I'm sure that was such a nice needed break for you mentally and physically as well.
Yeah, yeah, I am, and I'm looking forward to do more of that in future.
And you've mentioned that I've seen in the media leading up to this one that this could potentially be the last time we see you in the cage. Is that a thought that you've had going into it? And with that thought, does that almost give you a sense of relaxation, almost knowing that this could be the last time and to just take a step back and enjoy the process?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is. Well, I know, like, I, as I mentioned, like, I'm very competitive, and I'm taking every competition, every opportunity to compete very seriously, especially against Ronnie, who's like young stud, 27 years old, but also very experienced and uh, going weight class up. And I know that he's gonna come strong and hungry to prove himself at welterweight. So that gave me great motivation to train hard and to prepare well for this fight. But then also, as you mentioned, like, and that's what I said today when I talked with Andre Novotny from Octagon. I told him that for me this is a like a win-win fight, because if I win, great. That's all I want to do. But if for some reason doesn't go my way, I'm gonna be happy for Ronnie, because I think he's a great guy, and a lot of not a lot of fighters today are exemplifying what true martial artists should be. Like, not a lot of guys are respectful and quiet. Everybody's nowadays trying to be loud and make do some stupid shit just to get more followers and get more views on their videos, on their promo. So Ronnie is that type of fighter that I really respect and admire, and I'm a huge fan. So yeah, if for some reason doesn't go my way, I'm gonna be happy for him, and I know that for him win against somebody with a career like me is gonna be like a good upgrade, so to speak. He can gain a lot, and I'll be happy for him if I win. However, I can potentially fight one more time because I do have two more fights in my contract. But if I don't, like, I don't really think there's anything that it's exciting for me. Like this fight was like I took this fight because it was super exciting to fight a guy like Ronnie in front of the whole stadium in Prague. And Prague is the crowd and fans that I really love and respect and appreciate because I fought. This is I don't know what time that I'm fighting in Prague, but every time I fought here, fans showed me a lot of love, a lot of support, and I appreciate and respect that. And so I definitely couldn't say no. One of the reasons that I couldn't say no, but yeah, after that, I don't know what's more exciting than that. And right now, me and my wife are expecting a baby in August. And as I mentioned, there's a couple of big competitions for kids that I'm training coming up, and I have to put time back into that because the last couple of months I was focused on my training. So we'll see. Like I don't know what future holds. I didn't made like a strong 100% decision. I said that we'll see how the fight on Saturday goes, and then after that, I'll probably make my final decision and decide if I'm gonna fight more or not.
Well, first of all, congratulations on the baby. That's amazing to hear. And if
Thank
this is
you.
to be the last time, a big thank you from me and the whole mixed martial arts community. You've been a guy that is constantly brought in, like you say, that a true mixed martial artist. Like so many people, as you say, they're in the sport for wrong reasons. Whereas a guy like you, a guy like Ronnie, you really do it for the fans, and that means a lot to us. So thank you very much for your time today, and thank you for an awesome career. And I'm looking forward to Saturday night, man.
Thank you for this opportunity again, and yeah, very excited to step in a cage in front of fans and put a big show.
I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much for your time today, Boya.